Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Rafael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Happy Friday, Sophie. Thank you so much for joining me on New Tip Daily. How are you?
Happy Friday. I'm excellent. How are you?
Exceptional, getting better every day. Just a little bit. We can't, a lot of people, when I say that to them, they'll say, oh, what do you mean by, I'm like, it's a tiny little bit. It's a hair, right? That's all I need.
Every day is a good day. If you're waking up and you have a whole day ahead of you, it's a good day and life is good. It's nothing better than starting everything and you do with a positive attitude because, that keeps you out of funks and blues and, you got to step into it and be happy.
Yeah.
Or at least positive.
Yeah, positive. Even when we're going through hard times, I think that we need to stay positive. We need to know that this too shall pass, right? No matter what it is.
Absolutely. Whatever you're going through, there is a silver lining in it, or a golden nugget that's going to come out of it, because everything we go through, has something golden in it, a gift in it. And as long as you approach everything looking for the good in it and find the good in it, it will all work out, and you'll be okay, and it will work out for the best, even though it may not look like what you wanted it to look like.
Right.
It'll end up being the best for you no matter what happens.
Yeah, I almost got a little morbid. I said, if it doesn't pass, then maybe I'll pass. But in regards to living in a high spirit, we all have our purpose in life, and I love the fact that you're a Harry Potter, I guess junkie, if you will, right?
Junkie, nerd, fanatic, whatever you want to. Yeah, that's me.
I love it. I love it. And when we think about even that movie shares so much about adversity, no matter what's happening, the most dark thing that can possibly happen, light will come out of it.
Yes.
Right. That's why I love Harry Potter too. So we're in the same boat. I just don't have my office decorated like you do. But,
hey, this is my happy place. That's your happy place. It's all
it.
about what makes you happy in your environment.
Right. So I'm excited to have you on the show, because today we're talking about digital marketing tips that you're going to share with us. And we were talking earlier how important those are. I'd love to hear.
So digital marketing is, the biggest thing to help you get your business growing. And so, yes, there's lots of experts out there. There's lots of tips, lots of things. It's overwhelming. But the key place that anybody can start is with strategy. Strategy is the number one thing you need to do before you do any marketing. Because if you're throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks, you're not going to get results. You're not going to know what works to even try to get results, repeatable results. You've got to make sure you've got a comprehensive marketing strategy that will guide everything you do in your marketing, including setting KPIs and goals that are measurable so you know what works. Because you got to know what works to repeat it, to maximize it, to really emphasize that piece of your marketing, to continue to grow your business sustainably, to get leads, to get sales, whatever the purpose is. If you're a speaker and you're looking for speaking gigs, there is a strategy for that. It's not just about throwing stuff out there. There's various ways to market your business and market yourself, even if it's a personal brand, with your goals in mind, your desires in mind, and then working backwards into figuring out all the pieces of a very fine-tuned, comprehensive marketing strategy.
I love it. I love it. You said something and it made me have this thought, right? You said throw spaghetti at the wall. Now, don't get me wrong, that can be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
And think of marketing. People are doing things and they're throwing spaghetti on the wall. But let's not forget, it gets messy. And afterwards, it has to be cleaned up. That's why we look at you to help clean up that mess that's been made by some other people. So tell us how you're able to help people clean up the mess that they've been through. And good morning, Marianne. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Good morning, Marianne. Yes. So what we do is, because we have found that strategy is the first step to any successful marketing endeavor, we actually have put together a deep dive marketing analysis process that looks at your industry, who you are, what you do, your offers, your ideal clients, your competition, and everything else, your brand, all of it. And we come up with the data and the research that we can analyze to create a comprehensive marketing strategy and a marketing plan, a monthly marketing plan to actually implement that strategy. Yes, once you have that strategy, then you have to implement it. And you have to implement it in a step-by-step process, not go back to throwing spaghetti at the wall. It's like, hey, I got the strategy, so now I can throw this stuff out there. No, it's a very methodical and step-by-step approach, and comprehensive, incorporating all aspects of online marketing. Because in today's online marketing world, just doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that isn't going to work anymore. Everything meshes together to feed each other and make each piece of your marketing work better. And so, SEO, social media, blogging, podcasting, all the different aspects of the online marketing make up a comprehensive marketing plan and strategy, but they're all interconnected and interrelated so that they all feed each other to make each aspect of it grow and bring you more traffic, more results, more clients, whatever you're looking for in your marketing.
I love it. I love it. So stop throwing spaghetti at the wall, and especially don't throw the meatballs, because those are usually my favorite. So,
and those aren't going to stick anyway. So you'll never know they're done if you're throwing them at the wall.
Right. I love the fact that you talked about a monthly strategy, because we got to look at everything changes, and the way technology is, everything changes so drastically and so fast that we need to be able to stay on top of that. So with the monthly strategy and everything else, how do you help somebody who needs to really up-level their marketing, because maybe what they did in the past is not working because things have changed, the algorithms, if you're doing social media and so forth? How do you help somebody understand that doing the certain things are going to make a bigger difference than other things?
Well, the analysis we do includes the research and the data behind it. We don't just imagine this is going to happen. We do that. We do a deep dive into things and analyze all the different stats and data behind the scenes, so to speak. And the reason we do a monthly marketing plan for the overarching strategy is for exactly what you said, Sifu. Things change. You've got to keep up with what's working and what's not working, but that also allows you to have very specific initiatives each month that are measurable and trackable, so you can figure out what works. And we may be able to incorporate what you've been doing and modernize it or step it up a notch, or we may have to say, look, that's the old way of doing things. And I know you're comfortable there, but we've got to step out of our comfort zone if we really want to step up and be out there and get visible and get in front of our audience and speak to them on their level, where they're at, and speak to who they are and what they need. Because it's not all about me, me, me. It's about your ideal client avatars. It's about the people that you serve. And so if you have an in-depth, comprehensive strategy and you break it down into the monthly marketing plan and implementation, you will be able to be doing things without overwhelming yourself. You'll know exactly what to do when, what copy, what content, what platforms. The entire thing will be mapped out, and you can break it down into monthly chunks so that you can create the initiatives that can be measured to figure out what works. Because until you figure out what works, you can't just do something. You gotta, and it's piece by piece. It's not one big blast. It's not all kinds of different things at once. It literally is, it's taking 1 month at a time, focusing on one goal, one initiative, or a couple intertwined to figure out what works so that you can continue to update that and improve it month after month after month.
Yeah, I love that. Let me ask you, back in the day, I used to put remember penny savers? Remember yellow pages?
Remember penny savers? Yes, I do.
It,
I
it
do.
was
I do.
it was incredible because I would put an ad in the penny saver. It would come out Friday morning, and Friday afternoon I would get 50 or more calls. Minimum was 50. By Saturday through Monday, it may have come out to be 200. And it was boom, it was consistent. It was every week. It was consistent. And then the internet started really taking over. So, hey, Jose, good morning. How are you, my friend? And congratulations on that beautiful baby. And so it was so amazing. I was flooded. I was overflowing. But all of a sudden, that kind of stopped. And now you can pay so much money to do an ad on the internet and you still don't get those results. How do we get back to having those kind of results?
Well, first and foremost, part of your strategy should include ads. But here's the key that a lot of people miss, and a lot of other experts, they want you to go all out, big cash in to do this without really knowing what works. One of our biggest things that we talk about when we put a strategy together and a plan together that involves ads is we start out with the teeniest daily ad budget, because you don't spend money on something you don't know if it works. You start small and you test and you test and you refine and you test until you find one or two ads and audiences and whatnot that work. Then you start putting more money in it. And once you do that, then you can see those results. Now, it's still not going to be a penny a day, but those times are gone. But it's still, you can work with anywhere from $1 a day to $50 a day in the advertising world and get good results. You don't have to be spending tens of thousands of dollars on ads or even hundreds of dollars a day, whatever, because you can't do ads until you know what works. And here's the thing, what I love about us and the way we do things, if we can't produce ads that work, we're going to stop doing ads and we're going to go back to the strategy and figure out why it's not working and if we can get it working. And if we can't, then we're going to revise the strategy to bring in something else that may work that we can test to get working. Ads don't work for everybody. And there's no guarantee in any of it. But, we're not going to sit there and lock you into months and months of ads that aren't working. If we give it our best over 3 to 6 months, depending upon the budget, the time it takes to figure out what works, and we can't get it working, we're going to stop doing it. We don't want to waste your time and money, our time and money. If it's not working, we're going to cut it out and we're going to go figure out something else to do instead.
Love it. Love it. So integrity is also what you're telling me that you guys
Absolutely.
have. I love that.
Yes.
And so many people don't function that way because you said we're not going to continue doing that because it's not working. So many people just keep throwing. It's almost like there's a fire and they throw wet wood into it instead of dry wood, right? So we got to know how to build that fire, how to keep it going, how to make it continue to flourish. So considering what you have been telling us, and I love everything you've been sharing with us, you do have a gift as well. Tell us about the gift that you do have. And I'm going to put this here. I want everybody to go and get it. I put it on the comments as well, so you can go get this gift.
Yes. So this is our newest gift to our people. And it starts, like I said, it starts with strategy. And this free gift is a 10-step marketing strategy checklist that you go through one by one to analyze your own current strategy, to even know, whether or not you have one. Even if you don't have one, you can go through it and create one. But if you have one, you can go through and see and compare it to your strategy and figure out how you can do better, what's working, what's not working, how to know if you have a good strategy. And if you don't have one, this helps you take steps to create one. So this free gift is my gift to you, to be able to get started with strategy or to get to fine tune and make your current strategy better.
Love it, love it. Because strategy, I mean, think about it. It's planning, right? It's seeing what works, what doesn't work. Everything you've been talking about. What I'd love to do right now is share this video with you. Take a look.
In a world where words shape destinies and connections forge futures, this November 22nd to the 24th, Speaking Prowess brings you the ultimate hands-on workshop. We have a lineup of some of the most influential communication experts in the industry. These are the voices that will guide you on a journey to enhance your ability to connect, influence, and succeed. Sifu Rafael, master instructor and founder of Speaking Prowess, blends communication and leadership to help you reach your full potential. Dr. Oliver T. Reed, the international multi-best-selling author and motivational speaker, known as the writing coach, will help you craft your messages with precision. Jose Escobar, a nationally recognized speaker and leader, will guide you in mastering personal development and leadership skills. This is more than just an event. It's a game-changing, skill-building experience. Walk away with communication prowess that transforms your personal and professional life. Speaking Prowess, where communication becomes your superpower. Reserve your seat now.
Definitely reserve your seat. When we consider digital marketing, that's communication in such a unique way, because we have to get someone's attention.
Yes.
Right. So that's a different, it's not a verbal necessarily, unless you have it doing a commercial like I just did, but it's such a way that the copyright is so, or the copy itself is so critical. The thumbnails that you're using, every image that you're using, because that is the truth. Image sometimes speaks louder than words, right?
Right.
And also, I guess the heading or the subheading, all these different little things make a huge, huge impact on how people accept that message, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yes. The messaging is key. And that's why in your strategy, you have to look at who your ideal client avatar is, and you have to go deep. It's not just about demographics, it's about psychographics, about who they are as a person, their needs, their challenges, their passions, and their interests. It all combines to be able to know who to speak to. And we even take it further by not just looking at who your client avatar is, we create personas, fictional representations of who your ideal client is. So you can really look at it and go, okay, Jane Smith is all of these things. How do I talk to her? And then that helps you craft your message, which of course is also based in knowing how you stand out from the competition, which is part of a competitive analysis we do, and how you word your, what platforms to be on with your content, because it all works together, knowing who you serve very precisely, knowing how you stand out against all the other noise on the digital marketing scene and in your industry, and then crafting those messages and putting them in the right places where your people are. Everybody thinks they have to be on every single platform. But if your ideal client avatar is not there, why be there? You are wasting so much time and energy and resources trying to get something out of a platform where it's falling on deaf ears because they're not there. That is another key piece of this, is knowing what platforms to do, which kinds of marketing to do, that all work together to get you in front of your people with the right message, the right differentiation, and the personality and person behind it, because you don't want to be a robot about it. You still have to shine through authentically and genuinely too.
Mm. It the more I hear you talk, it's almost like dating, right?
It is.
Where do you want to go to meet your spouse or the person that you're looking to have a meaningful relationship? Because your business is that, right? You're going out there and you got to dress the part. So that's where your ads come in, right? And your the words you say, how you speak. So that's your communication through your text, right? All these things. And I love the fact that you said you can't be everywhere, because unless you're a huge brand like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or one of these type of things. But if you're a small mom and pop type of place, what would you say? How do you find, or how do you help a client find their perfect avatar? And there's no such thing as perfect, but they're closest to it.
Well, there's no such thing as perfect. And in most cases, what we're finding is there's not just one. Everybody has multiple avatars, because there's variations within your market of, they have overlapping things, aspects of demographics and psychographics, but there's always something that makes them a little bit unique to be able to speak to them a little bit differently. And the way you do that is you look at the different platforms. You look, because the platforms have the analytics, and they have, who they speak to the most. I mean, everybody might be on Facebook, kind of, sort of, but if they're, your ideal client is, if they're there for personal reasons only, for like family stuff, to see grandbaby pictures and things, marketing to them there isn't going to work, because that's not where they're looking for that. They might be looking for that on Instagram if it's something where they want, if they're looking for something that's more visually appealing or what have you, they might be on Instagram. You have to dig into the demographics and psychographics of the platforms as well, and match them to the demographics and psychographics of your ideal client avatars. And don't be afraid to have more than one, because in today's huge global economy, they could be all over the place, and you might have a couple of different personas to work with and to talk to, and know where they're at and speak to them there and only there. So you're not wasting time and energy and putting stuff out there that's not even getting noticed.
Right. So exactly what you're saying, because a lot of millennials are like, I'm not going on Facebook. That's my grandma, my grandpa, right? So if we want to reach that crowd, 20s to 30s, we have to go where they are. So
Exactly.
Are they on Twitch? Are they on Snapchat? Are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram? So where are they? And then also the same thing is, I think and you talked about it earlier, the SEO, right? That I think is extremely important. And I know that's search engine optimization, but I also like to call it see every opportunity, right? So that's a different way of looking at it.
Absolutely. Well, and
Because
a comprehensive marketing strategy is that as well. It's see every opportunity, and you see it through the various types of marketing, and all the platforms. It's like, that's why focusing on one place is going to be limiting to you and your growth, because you're missing other opportunities in other platforms. And SEO is actually very good at showing you what to use, what verbiage to use, because you got to remember, the search engines are searching everything, not just Google, not just Bing. They're searching your social media, they're searching your website, they're searching all the content that you put out there on all the different platforms. And when you marry all that together, that just boosts your SEO and gets you in front of more people. And also, certain platforms are also mini search engines. Pinterest is technically a mini search engine, because people go there looking for ideas for their wedding, for recipes, for inspiration. And what are they doing to find it? They're searching. So if you're using all those aspects together and putting that into your Pinterest strategy, you're just doubling your efforts in the right places and making sure you're maximizing search engine optimization. Because I know a lot of people think Google and Bing, but there are other things out there like Pinterest and even some of the other platforms. People may go to Facebook and search for something, and if you're SEO'd and hashtagged, they're going to find you, and it all works together.
Yeah. I noticed that there's a lot of ads now on the marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
Because sometimes I go to look for odd things or whatnot, and I'm running across all these ads. I'm like, oh my goodness, now the ads are there too.
Yep, they're everywhere.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, find out where your avatars are living,
Absolutely.
right? Go where they are. Meet them at their place, right?
Yes, meet them where they are, because it will streamline your marketing initiatives. It will make it more effective and efficient, and you'll get better return on your investment, better ROI, because you know where to focus your efforts, where you're going to get results, because your people are there. You're not sitting around blasting everything everywhere, hoping, trying to, get everybody everywhere. They're not everywhere usually.
Right. So let me ask you one last question. What do you think about trade shows, to go in and set up a booth, a table, anything like that, or even flea markets or events? What are your thoughts on that?
Those are all viable options if it's relevant to your industry and your people are there. I mean, if you're at a construction trade show and you're not a marketer or something very definitively related to the construction industry, where it doesn't make sense, where your people aren't going to be there, don't go to that trade show.
Right.
But if you want to mingle and mix and find out who's there, and if it's possible to learn to do it in the future, potentially, that you can do. But don't just assume you can set up at any trade show. Trade shows and conferences and all of those things are just like your online platforms. Don't go there if your people aren't there. Don't spend the time and the money to be a sponsor, to put your, a booth out to vend, whatever it is, if your audience isn't going to be there. And even if you're trying to tap into a new audience, you need to scope it out first before you go to the trouble of setting up a booth and all the things to sell. And then, oh yeah, no, this really isn't my kind of place. Nobody bought anything.
Right. Yeah, no, perfect. Thank you. This is great tips. And I hope everybody got the idea that, hey, listen, it doesn't happen overnight either. You kind of have to be in it. And I just wanted to share with everybody that today at 2:30, I have so many shows going on. At 11 o'clock, I have a show with Dr. Andrea. It's called Business Prowess. It's going to be a phenomenal show. At 1 o'clock, I have the Heroes Rising show. And then at 2:30, we have a communication workshop masterclass. It's going to be incredible. It's a portion of it. It's going to be in Spanish because I have Hilda. She's coming all the way from Mexico to share with you some incredible knowledge. So everybody follow. And I just put it here. I also put it in the comments. Follow us. And Sophie, it's in the comments. She gave us a gift today, people. Let's go take advantage of it. Sophie, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you being here with us. What can I say? You're an incredible human being, and I'm thrilled that you took the time to come and give us some tips today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Sifu. It's an honor and a pleasure, and I'm always happy to share all kinds of things with everybody's audience, because everybody needs a little bit of information, and tips are always so much easier to digest. So thank you for having me.
All right. Have an incredible rest of your day. Take care.
Thanks. You too.